Woburn. I'm your host, Samantha Stone, and I'm excited to chat with Mayor Scott Galvin. He has been busy doing lots of negotiation with our teachers and other important city business, so we haven't had a chance to connect in a couple weeks, so I'm really excited to have you here this week. Scott, welcome.
Wow, good to be here, Samantha.
And this is the last episode for a couple weeks because we're going to be taking a break for the holidays and celebrating the New Year and such.
Yeah, that's great. So before we start, Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, and wishing everybody a great New Year.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this holiday season. I'm always excited about it, but I'm particularly festive this year. My children may say I'm overly festive, but I'm enjoying it. We do have the menorah lighting this week on the 22nd.
That's Thursday night at 6, right?
Yes. Yeah. So for those of us, and certainly if you celebrate Hanukkah, we'd love to see you, of course, but also if you don't and you just want to come out and support the community, the organizers always want us to let folks know everyone's welcomed.
Yeah. And thank you, Samantha. So people remember you're the one who spearheaded the menorah that's on the common, and the first light, I believe, was lit last night. It's automatic, so they'll go, and we'll still have a celebration on Thursday, which we're looking forward to. Hopefully the weather's good. Hopefully we have good weather.
I hope so. My fingers are crossed on the weather, but we're hardy New Englanders. We'll bundle up if we have to.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I do want to talk a little bit about the teachers, and I know there's negotiating going on, but there was a statement that the city published with what looked like pretty generous terms in terms of financial improvements. I think I'm just going to make sure I'm getting this list right. It was a 10% raise over 3 years. And then there was some other, it looks like contributions, but I assume is a retirement fund, 403B.
Yes.
Okay. And then also increases to tuition reimbursement. I'm hoping this is all getting us closer, but are there other things like classroom size or other things that are sort of holding us up, or
no, that has not been brought up by the WTA as a negotiating issue. So, we think that, we feel it's been we've had very productive negotiations over the past year. And we were surprised when we had a mortgage, we had an MOA, a memorandum of agreement that was signed by, the city and also the WTA that was brought to a vote, which was, we were surprised that was voted down, but it was voted down, and we got back to the table and worked on some additional items that again seemed to be issues, and we thought with coming up with a 10% offer over the 3 years with a couple other items, and also the requirement that there be additional professional development training days, which were included in the 10% pay increase. We thought we had a real strong offer, and again, we're still at negotiating stages because that has not been agreed to.
Great. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for everyone involved, and hope that would be a wonderful New Year's holiday present to everybody to get done before the end of the year.
Today is Monday, so this will be on tomorrow. So we're meeting on Monday.
Okay.
To further discuss this. We'll be there at 4:00 today.
Great. Excellent. I also did want to talk about the residential tax rate. So we've talked about that in the past. It looks like that went through. And when I was looking at the numbers, it looks like sort of average single family will increase $160, which is actually pretty modest. But the thing that struck me, and I wanted to make sure I was interpreting this right, is that the tax rates actually decline. So while the home values have increased, so that's, sort of driving additional costs for us, we actually reduced what looks to be both residential and commercial tax rates a little bit. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Did you want to just talk a little bit about why we've done that, or anything that you wanted to?
Well, I think it's driven by the assessment formulas, and it's driven by the amount that we increased the levy by. But I think we had, we did a good job, I think, moderating the tax increase. When you look around at the comparisons, and we're putting them together as different cities and towns around us get the tax rate certified or approved by Mass DOR at different times. When you look around at some of the cities and towns around us, we've done very well. And I think people see that, and I think they appreciate that, the work that I do and the city departments do with the city council. We work well together, and we've, done a good job, as I said, keeping the tax rate increase moderate, as compared to many cities and towns in the surrounding areas that are having a little bit more difficult time at it. And, we understand that people are still going through some difficult times. So we're trying to, do the best we can there.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to see that for myself. I know everybody's individual homes values vary, but it was nice to see sort of an attempt to find that happy balance. So thank you to yourself and city council and all the people who are involved in the work that makes that happen, and also continue to make us a attractive place for the commercial businesses who are here as well, because that's an important, local jobs and easy access to retails and things is good for our city as well.
And I think you make a good point. It is going to be welcome news in the commercial spaces, that they're, in this changing times, particularly in the office, the offices, Samantha, as well as I do, that some of the business models, they're saying the hybrid model is here to stay. And so that, that makes it a little bit more difficult for the commercial businesses to figure out what model they're gonna go with, and how they're gonna fill up their spaces. And we've done, you can talk to the commercial landlords, they've done pretty well. We haven't been hit like they are in Boston and the bigger cities just outside Boston. So I think that reduced tax rates can be welcome news to them as well, the commercial businesses in the city.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. The last thing on my list that I wanted to chat with you about is our skate park. We've had some great meetings. I know the community is super excited. There were a couple of people who at the last meeting raised a concern about its location being pretty close to some of the senior housing. And there was a question about, have we considered or should we consider maybe other locations for it? And I don't know if that's on the table at all or was on the table and discussed, but I was curious to get your point of view on it.
It is it's a good question, Samantha. It's on the table. We do like Library Field as a central location, but there are, some issues have been raised by the residents at Library Place. That's the high rise where some of our seniors live. So we're taking their concerns seriously, looking at a couple different options. And one of them, which was brought up by at some of the meetings, was what about the Shamrock on the back? And we're looking at that seriously and seeing if that's a good viable option. And if it is, we'll weigh the two and see which one we think is better. But that's why you do the public hearings and the public meetings, to talk about what the concerns are. And we want to make this a win for everybody.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic addition to our city. And I think most people, everyone that's reached out and spoke to me was in favor of having it. It's just a question of where do we put it to make it most useful for everyone. And its location is important. Is it easy for people to get to, as well as, of course, a factor and needs to be taken into account. So that's fantastic. Anything else that you wanted to update us on?
I think those are the big issues. We're still working through contract issues with the police. So we've got the police patrol and the superiors, they have two separate unions. So we're working through our contract issues with them as well. So right now, the contracts that we do not have settled, the teachers, the WTA, and also the police patrol and superiors. The other contracts, we just recently sealed the deal with the library. So that's been voted on and approved, ratified. So we're getting there, and we'd like to have them all wrapped up.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We have another couple of guests who are coming on. We're going to talk next about Friends of the Woburn Library.
Good. Okay. Hey, Merry Christmas. And like I said, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays. It's a good time of the year, and everybody should enjoy themselves.
Absolutely. Get in that festive spirit. Thanks, Scott.
And again, like we said, Samantha, some people don't have that. So if it's also a good time to be donating to some worthy causes and to try to make Christmas brighter for those who aren't as fortunate as everybody else too.
I'm really glad that you mentioned that. We've had some incredible organizations across our city who are there to help provide meals, gifts, help, counseling help, all kinds of things that are available to folks. I had I had a missed order of gingerbread houses. I had a gingerbread party house, and the place sent me 30 instead of 10 of a particular one that I ordered. And I called them, and they were like, just give them. So a bunch of them went to Respond, which is a domestic violence shelter in our community that serves, and I was so happy to be able to do it. And there's just lots of ways that people are collecting for all kinds of fabulous things. So thank you for raising that. I know Woburn always does a good job of taking care of each other. This is a great time of year to remember to do that.
You too. Thanks, Samantha.
Thanks, Scott. Bye-bye. Welcome, Colleen Cormier. I'm so excited to have you today. You're joining us in your role with the Friends of the Woburn Library.
Yes, thank you for having me.
So the Friends of the Woburn Library is an organization that was around for many, many years. It went on a hiatus, might be the best way to describe it. And it's back, bolder and raring to go. And I'm super excited about that. For people who are not familiar with the role that Friends play, because I know I sometimes confuse it with the Library Foundation. Can you just a little bit about what the Friends group is all about?
Sure. So Friends groups of libraries are actually something that exist all over. I was not familiar with it until I knew of the Woburn Public Library Friends. But this is, we're a group that increases awareness and use of the library. We all love to look at the library. I had my engagement photos taken in front of it. But if we don't use it, we lose it, right? And so we want to make sure that everyone in the community knows all the amazing things that they can do at the library. And the more it's used, the more funding they'll be eligible for to offer more programming and just more amazing things. The Friends is actually a sort of an offshoot, like a committee of the foundation. So the foundation does a lot of big fundraising, but the Friends does smaller fundraising. And one of the main things we fundraise for are the museum passes that the library gives to patrons at Woburn residents. So that, if you want to go to the Children's Museum tomorrow, you can go and sign up, and then they'll give you the pass and you'll use it for that day. And they have almost 20 programs, but we're looking to add some more too. So that's really exciting.
It's a great program. I used to use it a lot when my kids were younger because there was a gaggle of us going places. But even recently, I took a little played hooky from my day job and went to Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum with a friend, and I got passes which were discounted. So I think I paid $5 instead of the 20 to go for the two of us. So it's an awesome program. I think it's a great way for us to check out things around the state and explore new things. I'm very excited about many of the fabulous things that the Friends does. I was telling you about some of the museum passes I've used, but the Friends of the Public Library also do lots of other types of programs. Tell us a little bit about some of the most popular things. I think book sale is one of them.
So that, as soon as the whisper was out there that the Friends were coming back, that's the number one thing that people have been excited about. So Hermaine Gordon, the library director, had convened a sort of steering committee to bring the Friends back. And as we've started putting the word out, that's the number one thing everybody has been so excited about. It's a great opportunity for, say, teachers to get some new materials for their classrooms, and anybody who just loves to read. It's just a great opportunity to get some real finds there. We're not going to go to Antique Roadshow first and try to get big bucks for any of these things. So you could find something pretty serious. The other thing that they love is the teddy bear picnic, which I never participated in. I think I fell right outside the age range for that. But I guess it's a really great opportunity for kids and families. They sit on the lawn of the library. A teddy bear reads to them. But we have some other things that we're planning to put together over the next year to see how it goes and just get the word out.
I love it. And one of the things I love is that if you love the library and you love reading and you love this little gem, it's not even a little gem, the big gem that we have in the center, and you want to support it, there's lots of opportunities to help volunteer and support the Friends in these programs that are run. But there's also ways for you to join as a member and talk a little bit about how people become a member of the Friends of the Woburn Public Library, so they're looped into all these amazing things that are happening.
Sure. So in order to become a friend, there's a suggested donation for annual dues. It's $15 for an individual, $25 for a family. And then if you want to become a lifetime member, it's $500. you can go to woburnpubliclibrary.org/friends, and there's a link to a Google form there. You can pay by Venmo, credit card, check. Some people have walked into the library with cash. That's also an option. And then you get your Friends of the Woburn Public Library sticker that you can show off, put it on your car, put it on your phone case. I know when I go on vacation next month, I'm going to be taking pictures of it everywhere I go, and tagging on social media, Friends of Woburn Public Library, hashtag Friends of Woburn Public Library. But if you go to the library, we have these brochures, which has information about what we do, a link. It also shows you the link to the website. It has the Venmo right in there. And it's just, something you can also share with other friends that maybe don't have a lot of internet access.
Well, I love it. As all of you know who watch regularly, we talk often about the amazing programs that are offered at the library. And some of the ways that we do that is through the work the Friends of the Woburn Public Library does. So I encourage you to become a member. If you can afford the financial donation, awesome. If you just want to stay involved and know when things are happening and volunteer your time where it makes sense, definitely still come on board and get signed up. The library is forever. And thank you to Colleen and the whole steering committee. I know there's officers that are part of the group. We're so grateful to have you there to help us love on our library just a little bit extra special.
Yep. And I guarantee that I will be back when it's time for the book sale so that we can get the word out there and get more donations and get more people to volunteer and help out and just come support the library. So thank you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Colleen. Tina, thank you so much for joining me today.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so glad you're here. So we have a really pretty active flag football program that is in Woburn, and I think plays other cities as well. Tina, tell us a little bit about what the Flag Football League is all about.
So we're very excited. This year we opened up CK Flag Football. Everybody knows we've been involved in flag for the last 10 years here in Woburn, and we made it our own. So it's a family-run business, and it's Woburn. So we're very excited. We have a lot of Woburn kids in our league. Over 500 kids play every spring. And so we wanted to kind of make it where kids can afford to do travel tournaments. And this is something we started this year with more than just one team. So we have 5 teams and a girls team. And so the girls actually made it, won, and they're going to the Pro Bowl with NFL. So we're very excited.
That's so exciting. Go girls.
Yeah.
I'm super excited
we
about
have
it.
so much Woburn blood, it's like Woburn has got a lot of athletes and they're very, very talented. So we're excited.
That's great. And so you have a fundraiser coming up to help some of those athletes be able to travel to the tournaments who might not be able to afford to do that on their own. And it sounds like a really fun trivia night. Tell us a little bit about what's going to happen, where and when it is.
So we have a musical bingo that's going to be at the Moose Club here in Woburn on January 7th. Starts at 6:30. It's $25 to come in. It includes food, the bingo, and dancing. We have a DJ. He's local. It's just going to be a blast. And so we're hoping that a lot of the local, families come in and help us fundraise for some of the kids that just can't afford to travel.
I love it. Where can people buy their tickets?
So you can email us at ckflagfootball@gmail.com. We're putting everybody on a list. You can pay right at the door when you come in. And if you'd prefer, we do have Venmo, and that would be CK-flag. That's our Venmo name. And we will also put your name. Once we see the Venmo, we'll put you on the list.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm super excited. My kids did not play flag football, so I don't know very much about the sport. But tell us a little bit about when the regular season is. And I know some games at least are played like behind the fields of the Kennedy. Anything else you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so we have a season coming up in January, and an indoor season that we play. It's in Winchester, but it's right on the Woburn border. That starts January 20th. And then we also have our spring season, which is at the Kennedy. It starts in April. It's our huge season. Everything's up online now at ckflagfootball.com. So the kids right now have a early bird registration as well. So they get $20 off if they register now instead of waiting until April. And so that there is up online already as well.
That's fantastic. So for those of you who are watching, if you're interested in flag football, the information's there for the season to get your kiddos signed up. But also, even if you're not, this is a great, fun musical bingo night to go out there and raise some money for some really well-deserving athletes so that they can travel and really get to participate in the tournaments and in all the ways that they've earned and worked really hard to do. Thank you, Tina, for joining us.
Thanks, Sam.
And Woburn, we are going to take a couple weeks off of taping for the holiday season and the new year. I'm so grateful for all of you. I wish you very, very happy holidays of all the kinds and ways that you celebrate. Happy New Year's and excited for 2023. And as always, Woburn, let's continue to take good care of each other.